You know, when you own a home, it feels like there's a mountain of paperwork and fees. And that word, appraisal, often just seems like another one on the list. But is it? Today, we are going to decode exactly what a home appraisal is, what it costs, and the really big one, when is it an absolutely critical investment, and when can you actually skip it?
So let's just dive right in and tackle the big question head-on. Is getting a home appraisal a necessary cost, or is it just a waste of money? By the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly how to answer that for your own situation.
Okay, first things first. Before we can even talk about the cost, we need to get crystal clear on what an appraisal actually is. Because it's not just some quick Zillow search or a random guess about your home's value. This is a formal, professional assessment. So at its core, a home appraisal is really just an unbiased, expert opinion on what your home is worth right now. A licensed appraiser comes out, inspects your property, and then does a deep dive into recent sales of homes that are similar to yours in the area. Now, for a lender, this is absolutely crucial. It's how they confirm that the house is actually worth the money they're about to lend you for.
All right, now for the question that's probably on your mind. What's this going to cost me? To make this super clear and not just theoretical, let's look at a real-world case study of appraisal costs down in Tampa, Florida. This will give us a really solid idea of the numbers no matter where you live.
So in Tampa, and honestly this is true in most places, the cost really depends on the type of loan you're getting. If you're using a VA loan, the fees are totally fixed, laid out on an official schedule. But for a conventional loan, the price is all based on market rates, which means, yeah, it can bounce around a bit. Let's look at that VA loan path first. As you can see, the fees are incredibly straightforward. For a standard single-family home or a condo in Tampa, it is a flat $650. The price is set. No guesswork, no surprises. Now, let's compare that to a conventional loan for the exact same kind of home. Here, the cost is not fixed at all. The average is sitting around $284, but look at that range. It could be as low as $220 or as high as almost $350. That is a massive difference compared to that flat VA fee. So, you might be asking, what makes that price swing so much? Well, a few things. A bigger, more complex house is going to cost more to appraise. Makes sense. If you need it done like yesterday, you can bet you're going to pay a rush fee. And sometimes there are these third-party groups called appraisal management companies, or AMCs, and they add their own fees, which can tack on another $150, maybe $200. And of course, location matters a ton. A luxury condo on the water will have a higher appraisal fee than a similar one inland. And who ends up footing this bill? Well, typically it's the buyer. That appraisal fee usually gets rolled right into the buyer's closing costs, though, like a lot of things in real estate, it can sometimes be negotiated. Okay, so we know what it is, and we have a good idea of what it costs. But the biggest question of all is why even pay for it? Let's break down the key moments when getting an appraisal isn't just a smart idea, but is actually essential. There are really four big moments: when you're selling your home, when you're refinancing your mortgage, right after you've done a major renovation, or for legal stuff like settling an estate. And the reason you need one in each of these cases really comes down to the same core thing. And that thing is the need for an objective, defensible number. An appraisal helps you set a realistic price when you sell. It proves your home's value to a lender so you can unlock your equity. Or it gives a fair number for dividing assets. It's really that simple. It removes the guesswork from some of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. But hey, an appraisal isn't always the answer. So when can you save yourself a few $100s and just skip it? So if you're just kind of curious about your home's worth, a full-blown appraisal is probably overkill. A real estate agent can often give you what's called a comparative market analysis, or CMA, for free, and that's usually good enough for just general planning. Also, if the market's going crazy and changing super fast, an appraisal might be out of date almost as soon as you get it. And finally, look, there's just no point in paying for one if you know you probably won't qualify for that refinance you were thinking about. It's also really important to remember the potential downside here. An appraisal is not a guarantee that you're going to get good news. A valuation that comes in lower than you expect can create some serious headaches. It can limit how much you can borrow, or, in a worst-case scenario, it could derail a sale or a refinance completely. That's a real risk you have to think about. All right, we've covered the what, the how much, the why, and the why not. So let's boil all this down to the final takeaway, a clear framework to help you make your decision. This brings us right back to where we started, but now it's personal. What is the right move for you? Here's the bottom line. An appraisal is totally worth the cost when a major financial decision, like selling your house, refinancing, or settling an estate, depends on that objective, hard number. But if you're just looking for a ballpark figure for your own planning and a free alternative from a realtor will get the job done, you can probably save your money and skip the formal appraisal.
So that's the one question I want to leave you with. To make your choice, just ask yourself this: what financial decision is hanging in the balance for me right now? Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.